After finishing up with Absolute Superman and him being one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, no, scratch that. He is my favorite comic book character of all time. The one thing that I love about him so much more than the regular Superman that we're used to is that he's a lot more depressed than he usually is, right? And how much more of an effect it has on the overall narrative of the story. See, I enjoyed watching and reading stuff about Supergirl because I find her experience more interesting on Earth because she actually got to grow up on Krypton. She spent time there. She could tell you the best place to get food at. She could tell you what places to avoid in case of like crowds or traffic, and she could tell you what the best places to go for scenery would be. Superman never really had any of that. In fact, there's some instances where the Kryptonian that he speaks comes off with a weird accent to it because he never naturally learned it. He learned it by reading books, right? And Superman never had anything like that, right? Sure, this can be its own way of making him feel more alien to not only his life on Earth, but Krypton because he never got to fully experience it. But I prefer the way the Absolute Universe did it a lot more. See, I've related to a lot of what Superman is going through, leaving your home behind to move into something better. That always struck a chord with me because I could always see a lot of myself in his experiences and the person that he is. Coming to a place you're unfamiliar with and trying your best to be the best you can be for the sake of those around you. But the fact that he never really knew Krypton was such a big waste for me. And I love that in the Absolute Universe they completely changed that. I know it seems a little bit crazy to say this, but I feel like what makes this version of Superman as good as he is that to a degree he is a bit of a mashup of what Superman and Supergirl is. Making him, that's just a little trait of making him older, allows him to have more time on Krypton, so when he inevitably loses it, it has a lot more of an impact on him. And then when he gets sent to Earth with nothing but himself and Soul going throughout the entire universe, and Soul mentoring him, taking care of him, looking out for him, that builds such a fun sense of familiarity and family between the two characters and really showcases a lot of what he's been through, right? He lands on Earth in the most corrupt version of it that the DC universe has ever shown, and he's trying his best to do what's right despite not fully understanding what's going on, but understanding just enough to know what's right and wrong. And that always moves me to its core because despite the fact that he's on a different planet with different people, different biologies, different cultures, the struggle that they're facing is the exact same struggle that they faced on Krypton. So even in the alien world, the worst aspects of both are always familiar to him. So it's just seeing him endure the struggle once on Krypton, land here even more lonely and desperate than ever before, but still choosing